Good day, I'm Kathleen K. Mansuato and I'm gonna show you the turning and undercutting operation. First is that we should not forget to turn on our lathe machine. Next is we are going to set our workpiece. The length is 90 mm and the diameter is 30 mm and the offset of 75 mm. And for the tool bit, I'm gonna use the number 5 for the turning operation. And then the number 19 for taper turning. Lastly is the number 47 cut off for undercutting. So before we proceed to our taper and undercutting operation, let us check first the drawing plan. First is the 20 mm diameter and the 20 mm length. Next is the 12 mm diameter and 12 mm length. Then the 22 mm diameter and 30 mm length. Lastly is the 28 mm diameter and 20 mm length. We are going to set our spindle speed, but first we are going to calculate it. Since our material is a mild steel, we will choose the cemented carbide tool cutting speed, which is 90. This is the solution and calculation for the spindle speed, and we get 954.9297 RPM. Since there is no exact value, we are going to set the spindle speed to 800 RPM since it is the nearest value. Now we are going to move the carriage near to our material. And then we are going to calibrate it. After calibration, we will now start the 2 mm turning operation to get the 28 mm diameter. Now let us check the vernier caliper to see the new measurements. Now we have a 28 mm diameter and a 90 mm length. Now let us start to the next phase, which is the 20 mm diameter and 20 mm length. We will make 8 mm turning and 20 mm length since the total diameter is 28 mm. Now let us check the new measurement. We have 70 mm length and the diameter is 20 mm. So now we are going to change the toolkit to number 47 cutoff for the undercutting. We will calibrate it to start the next phase, which is the 12 mm diameter and 12 mm length. Now we are done with our second phase, the 12 mm diameter and 12 mm length. So we will check the vernier caliper for the new measurement. Now we have 58 length and the diameter is 12. Now we are done with our undercutting operation. Now let us proceed to the third phase, which is the 22 mm diameter and 30 mm length. We will change our toolkit for the taper turning operation. Since the angle is not given, we will calculate the angle using compound rest method. And here is our calculation, and we get an angle of 5.71 degree, but we will round it off to 6 degrees since there is no decimal in our lathe machine app. So again, we will calibrate it to the longitudinal and set it to 0. And then after that, we will move it to 6 mm to get 22 mm diameter. We will use the taper handle to get the angle of 6 degrees. So now we are done with our third phase and we have a new diameter of 22 mm. Now for the last part, we will do facing operation to cut 8 mm to get the 82 mm diameter. Now we are finally done with our taper and undercutting operation.